My name is Maggie. I spent 10 years trapped in the familiar yo-yo cycle. Eat less, exercise more, fail. Less than 2 years later, I was 66 pounds lighter with no rebound. What changed? I'll tell you in a minute. Before pregnancy, I weighed under 130 pounds and weight was never something I worried about. But during pregnancy, my appetite surged. Takeout, fast food, and large meals became part of daily life. After childbirth, my weight dropped slightly, but then climbed again. Over time, my body had become out of shape. I could no longer fit into my old clothes. When I looked in the mirror, I barely recognized myself. I felt bloated, ashamed, and deeply discouraged. I ate junk snacks to cope with anxiety. I struggled with insomnia and low mood. Later, even ordinary movements started to feel difficult. At my heaviest, I reached 210 pounds with a BMI of 34, placing me in the clinical category of obesity. Then came the warning I could no longer ignore. At a medical checkup, the doctor told me that my blood sugar and blood pressure were all above normal. I had entered a pre-diabetic state. That moment hit me like a lightning strike. I realized I had to change, so I tried what seemed promising. I tried a popular slimming tea, but it did not move my weight at all. The evening tea caused severe insomnia and left me exhausted during the day. I tried a diet pill, but after a month, I had lost only 2 pounds. Then I tried starvation. That quickly turned into dizziness, misery, and binge eating. I went to the gym frequently, bought a home treadmill, and pushed myself hard. I even joined a hospital-run sugar control course for prediabetes patients. But despite all of that effort, my weight barely changed. Then I sought professional help. I hired a fitness trainer who put me through intense training sessions every week. The early workouts were grueling. After each session, I was utterly exhausted, sometimes so weak that I could barely open the car door to drive. My trainer then set up a strict diet plan. I had to count calories every day through an app, with each meal capped at 650 calories, while following the popular low-carb, high-protein, ketogenic diets. You might think such severe measures, eating less and exercising more, should have worked. And yes, after 3 painful months, my weight did go down, but only by about 10 pounds, and even that felt like a yo-yo. It dropped quickly in the first month, then crept back in the second and third. The punishing exercise left me drenched in sweat, but it also drove up my appetite. I was constantly hungry, mentally drained, and gritting my teeth just to fight my own body. The ketogenic diet brought digestive problems, bad breath, constipation, and overwhelming fatigue. The harsh exercise did more harm than good. In the end, I injured my knees and leg muscles badly enough to need a long period of rehabilitation. After all of that, I felt confused, exhausted, and completely lost. That was when I began to ask a deeper question. What if the problem was not simply my willpower? What if I had been trying to solve it in the wrong way? And if so, what should I do instead? The turning point came in early 2020. During the COVID lockdown, my husband decided not just to advise me from the side, but to walk the path with me. Over the years, he had studied health management deeply, and this time he brought those insights together into one framework: total weight management, or TWM. He said to me, "We'll eat the same foods, exercise together, explore together, and I'll change with you." That made a profound difference. TWM did not begin with another fad. It began with a mind reset, a deep cognitive restructuring that clears away outdated beliefs, corrects distorted perceptions, and replaces old approaches with new strategies. I abandoned calorie obsession, abandoned starvation, abandoned fad diets, abandoned punishing workouts, abandoned every method that felt unnatural, painful, harmful, or ineffective. Instead, I focused on something very different. For example, mindful food choices from the 4-star food category, guided by the new weight impact food typology. Home cooking with healthy cooking methods. Dietary patterns always aligned with the intensity and duration of daily physical movement, based on the insightful diet-movement synergy model. Metabolic and emotional regulation through basic and advanced mindfulness. Improved daily decisions on weight management through the very helpful CMDA model. This is what made TWM distinctive. It did not isolate one factor. It brought nutrition, movement, mind, behavior, and environment into one coherent, interacting system. The result was something far more important: meaningful and sustainable change, steady, natural, and easier to live with. Yes, it is much easier, healthier, and effective. In the first 6 months, I lost 22 pounds naturally. The following year, I lost another 22 pounds and returned to a standard weight range. That was a total drop of 23% from my initial body weight. My weight then stabilized around 144 pounds with a BMI of 23, and more importantly, no rebound even 5 years later. I had no chronic hunger, no painful dieting, no punishing workouts, and no stress-driven binge eating. I transformed from a pre-diabetic patient into a healthy person, reshaping my body and renewing my life. In 2023, I even completed my first 10K race in 57 minutes, something I could never have imagined before. For me, this was not just about weight loss. It was a cognitive awakening. It was a return to balance, a return to health, and a rediscovery of who I truly am. If you have been trapped in the same cycle of trying and blaming yourself, my real story may be telling you something important. The answer may not be to punish yourself more, but to understand the problem in a fundamentally different way. It is about working with your body, not against it, through a more scientifically informed approach, the science of total weight management.